All right, today we're diving into a game-changing idea from Seth Godin's classic book, The Purple Cow. We're going to break down how you can transform your business, your project, your anything really, simply by being remarkable. So let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with a quick thought experiment. Picture this. You're on a road trip, just cruising through the countryside, and you're passing field after field after field of cows. So how long do you think it would take before they all just kind of blend together into one big, boring brown blur? Yeah, probably not very long, right? They're perfectly fine cows, but they're completely invisible because they're all the same. But then, what if in the middle of all those ordinary cows, you suddenly saw a purple cow?
You would definitely notice it. I mean, how could you not? You would absolutely remember it. And let's be honest, you'd probably pull the car over, snap a picture, and tell everyone you know about the crazy purple cow you saw. That's the power of being different. And in the world of business, that's it. That is the entire goal, to be that purple cow that people can't help but notice and talk about. So why is this so incredibly important right now? Well, to get that, we need to talk about the danger of not being remarkable, which brings us right to our first section, Lost in the Herd. The truth is, we are all swimming in a super crowded marketplace. Consumers are just bombarded with choices, and they have way too little time to sort through them all. And this leads us to a really powerful idea from Seth Godin himself. Boring is always the most risky strategy. Think about that. In a world that is practically designed to ignore you, playing it safe is actually the one sure way to fail. This new reality means there's been a huge shift. The old way of doing marketing, it's just broken. So let's dig into why in our next section, when marketing stopped working. What's so wild is how the entire marketing playbook has been turned on its head. You know, the old way, what Godin calls the TV industrial complex, was pretty simple, right? You'd create a safe, kind of ordinary product, and then you'd throw a ton of money at TV ads to get people's attention. Marketing was just the thing you did at the very end. But the new way? It's the complete opposite. Now you have to build something remarkable right from the get-go, and you have to aim it at a really specific niche. You want the people who are really into it to become your marketers, to spread the word for you. The marketing is literally baked right into the product itself. So the big takeaway here is that the old rules are totally broken. Being very good isn't the goal anymore. It's the new average. It's boring. It's invisible. It just gets lost in all the noise. Okay, so if very good is the wrong target, then what should we be aiming for? Well, let's define it. Just what is a purple cow? Simply put, a purple cow is something remarkable. It's a product, a service, an idea, anything that is so new, so interesting, so noteworthy that it begs to be talked about. Godin even says it's like a brand new P that's been added to the classic 4 Ps of marketing: product, price, place, and promotion. And this quote just brilliantly flips the whole script. Godin says, the opposite of remarkable is very good. It's not bad or terrible, it's very good. And why is that? Because very good is what everyone expects. It's the baseline. It's what everyone else is doing, and nobody tells their friends about the baseline. And just to be super clear, we're not talking about a clever slogan or just throwing more money at advertising. This is about inventing something that, at its core, is worth talking about. You know, think about the Dutch Boy paint can. They took this boring, messy metal can and turned it into an easy-to-pour plastic jug. Genius. Or Starbucks. It wasn't just about slightly better coffee. It was a whole new kind of place, a new experience. In both cases, the product itself was the marketing. Okay, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how do you actually go about making one? Let's get practical and talk about how to create yours. So Godin actually lays out a pretty clear 4-step process for this. First up, target a niche. Seriously, forget trying to please everybody. Then, you design something truly remarkable specifically for that niche. Build those unique, cool features right into the product. After that, you market to the sneezers. These are your biggest fans, the early adopters, the people who are so excited they can't help but, sneeze the idea everywhere. And finally, and this is the part a lot of people miss, you have to reinvest and do it all over again. See, a purple cow doesn't stay remarkable forever. The real genius here is seeing innovation not as a one-time thing, but as a constant cycle. Now, you might be thinking, if this strategy is so great, why doesn't everyone do it? Well, that leads us to the biggest obstacle of all, what Godin calls the safety of being risky. So why are truly remarkable things so incredibly rare? It all boils down to one simple word: fear. Fear of being criticized, fear of failing, fear of just sticking out from the crowd. But here's the great paradox, and this quote just nails it. The biggest risk is not taking risks. In the world we live in now, where everything changes so fast, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is playing it safe and not rocking the boat. And this table really lays out the choice we all have. When you try to be remarkable, yeah, there's a risk. Some people might criticize you. But the potential upside? Massive growth. Now, what about playing it safe? Well, the real risk there is way worse. It's being completely ignored. And that leads to a slow, quiet, inevitable decline. When you look at it that way, which path is actually the risky one? So it really comes down to this simple trade-off. Being different might get you some criticism, sure. But being the same? That guarantees you'll be invisible. The only question is, which of those two risks are you more willing to take? And that brings us to the big question, the one you need to ask yourself. Take a hard look at your work, your product, your business, whatever it is you do. Is it a purple cow? Is it genuinely remarkable? Or is it just another brown cow? Totally